Hello again, welcome to your Psychic Tarot reading for May the 11th, 2019 for 7 days. I'm looking at May the 11th for 7 days and that starts on Saturday. As you may know if you've been with me before, I have a pack of cards here divided into 4 sections. 1, 2, 3 and 4. I'd like you to choose one of these for yourself, whichever feels right for you, whichever looks right. You'll know which number you favour. Pick one of these readings, one of these sets of cards, and that will be your reading. If you want to stop the video, fine, please do so. It's your Psychic Tarot reading for May the 11th for 7 days. So we'll start with number 1. If you chose number 1, this is for you. If you chose 3, 4 or 2, you can run the tape on or run the video on. You don't have to watch all the other stuff if you don't want to. I'll shuffle these, number 1. Although they've been shuffled before, these are very old tarot cards, have been with me many years, done thousands of readings all over the world. This one is for you. Right, the negatives first show some tears for you. Perhaps maybe you're crying over spilt milk. These tears are often symbolic, they're not usually real. But any tears for the next 7 days from Saturday onwards are shown to be a waste of time. Easy for me to say, but don't get crying over spilt milk and don't get down over past events that you can't change. Your future is what counts now, and that's what I'm trying to help you with. Generally, it's a positive reading, but there are a few snags. First of all, as I said, there may be crying over spilt milk, some tears. There may be also a nasty person around you who is not very nice to you and can be quite spiteful. In fact, there could be 2 or 3 of them. Watch out for that. You've had it before, lots of you. This won't apply to all of you. It's a psychic tarot reading that's general, but you'll know if it fits your character and you'll know if it means something to you. Take it easy, as the song says, during the next 7 days. Don't get doing too much. Take it easy on yourself. Spend some time alone. I often say this, but it is important. Spend some time in peace and quiet and tranquility, especially during the next week. The week after that may change. You can check this reading for the next week when I upload it next time. But there's a person around you who you can talk to for advice. This person is an animal lover, could be a man or a woman. It's a solid person who you can trust, who you can tell your secrets to, and you know that they will be safe. And this person will of course expect the same from you. So take it easy, share your thoughts with this person. It may be a person that is linked to your work, your career or your studies if you're a student. There are signs of some money coming your way, but the message is that you'll probably give it away. If that's the way you are, that's the way you are. You probably give it to your children or your friends and let it in one hand and out the other, as you often do. There are signs that some of you are getting closer to somebody who started off as just your friend or an acquaintance. And there may be a love developing between you, both of you as well, not just one of you. Sometimes love affairs are very one-sided, of course. But there are signs that you're getting closer to someone who may have started off as a friend, or may you're still to meet during the next week, who starts off as a friend but could later become your lover. This could be someone you already know, it could be someone to come. But expect some money coming your way. I think it's a share of money. I don't think you're the only one receiving it. So that can indicate a win, of course, sometimes. Take it easy. Look out for a person who you're linked with your work, who you can talk to, you can trust. And quite a decent reading. Good week for lovers. Good week for new projects. But it's not a good week for overdoing it. But number 1, you have a few lucky numbers for next week. And if you may want to get a pen, I'll tell you your lucky numbers. For the week commencing Saturday, the 11th of May 2019, your lucky numbers are number 2, number 12, 17, and your star number, your best number, is 26. You may know why, it may ring a bell for you. Then you have 34 and 37. So next week, good lucky numbers, use them for lotteries and things like that. You may recognise some of them as birthday dates or significant dates. So there's a person you can talk to, you can trust, who will be there for you, will hold your secrets and not let you down. To the other extreme, there is a person around you, or maybe more than one, who can be nasty, vindictive and quite spiteful, so be careful. You may not be aware of this, it may be going on in the background, but it's going on next week. The week after that may change. Take it easy, look out for some money coming your way, and watch out for a friend who you may fancy a little bit, who may turn out to be a lover. If you want to change this friendship into a love affair, try to do it next week or arrange it next week, because that's the best time. And I say every week, life is all about timing. So number 1, your lucky numbers again for you. Number 2, 12, 17. Your star number, your magic number is 26. And then you have 34 and 47. So please share me with your friends, subscribe to this channel if you can, click the bell icon and you'll get notification every time I upload a new video, which is once a week for the weeklies and once a month for the monthlies at least. Sometimes I do celebrity readings. If you'd like me to do your celebrity favourite, put a comment below and I'll try and include it for you. Maybe I did the President of the United States recently. Some people didn't like it because they didn't like him, I think. But if you want a celebrity reading for someone you fancy, you follow, then let me know in the comments below. Please comment below, because I like to read them and I will reply to all of them every time. Thank you, number 1. I hope you found that helpful, and we'll move on to number 2. Just put these away. You may have run the tape on to number 2, and if you are number 2, this is for you. I'll shuffle these for you again. As I always say, they're being shuffled. Please subscribe to my channel number 2. Please share me with your friends on Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff. And click the bell icon and you'll receive notifications every time I upload a new video, which is once a week for the weeklies and once a month at least for the monthlies, and often celebrity readings as well. So let's take a look at number 2 for the week commencing Saturday, May the 11th, for 7 days. It appears lots of you have psychic ability, and some of it is going to be magnified during next week. So you're going to a psychic high, which happens occasionally, probably about twice a year at least. If you have psychic ability, you'll know about it. Look out for deja vu, things that seem rather familiar, like you've been there before. Watch out for coincidences. You may think of someone you haven't seen for years, and suddenly they turn up, or they arrange to meet you. But the main thing, if you have psychic ability, is your dreams. Watch out for dreams that are repetitive. Repetitive dreams are repetitive because you're not getting it, and the spirit guides are trying to give you messages and you're not getting it, so they keep repeating the dream. And the meaning for the dream will be coded. It may come to you many days after you, or a few days after you had the dream. So there's lots of psychic activity for you, a lot of you, not all of you, in this psychic tarot reading number 2 for next week. And if you have psychic ability, you will have healing ability as well. So some of you may already be in a caring profession. Good week for you, but there is a few negatives, or there are a few negatives. One is that there's some stress for you next week, which you don't need, because you're a caring person and it's time you cared for yourself. You may be juggling with money. Sorting out finances doesn't necessarily mean struggling. It means juggling money about, maybe taking it from one place, putting it in another, robbing Peter to pay Paul, as they say. Some of you will be stressed. Some of you will be the victim of secrecy. There's secrecy around you, especially around your love life. Don't think you're hearing the full story. There may be secrets, things being kept from you. Sometimes secrets are kept from you because people don't want to hurt your feelings. But there is secrecy around you next week, number 2. And you may be juggling with your money. There's no reason to fear that. I think you will sort it out. Some of you are buying property or moving property. Good month for that, good week for that, sorry. Good week for looking for property, good week for changes around where you live, and it's a good week if you're thinking about changing where you work. So it's a good month for property, good week, I'll say it right in a minute. And there are some positives. Psychic activity, as I said, and a lot of you will be going to parties, celebrations. These could be weddings, stag nights or hen nights, birthdays, or just parties for the sake of it, or housewarming, something like that. Lots of you will be travelling overseas next week, and that looks fine. There's nothing to worry about there. And if you're traveling overseas, happiness should come with it. If you can go away next week, do so. It's all about timing, number 2, as I say every time. Look out for anything to do with property is good. Whether you're buying it or selling it or searching for new property on the internet, it's good. If you're selling your own property, sell it yourself. Don't use an agent. I always say that, but it's true. You don't need estate agents these days. There are many ways of selling properties. And sometimes these people, not always, but sometimes they have to be watched carefully because you can't always trust them. So watch out for stress. If you have a way of unwinding, then do it. Maybe you go to the gym. I don't call that unwinding, but maybe you unwind afterwards in the jacuzzi or something. Go and be pampered and spoilt. If you're girls, get your hair done and all that sort of thing. It's time for you to be looked after, to be waited on for a while. And if you're going away, try to go somewhere where you don't come back needing another holiday, so you have a rest. Travel is on the cards, literally. Parties, celebrations, houses, moving, buying property, moving jobs or changing jobs, buying more business if you're in business, buying extra things for your business is good next week. And a lot of you have a secret admirer. These often come up in spiritual readings, especially if they're tarot readings or psychic readings using tarot or mediumship. You may have a secret admirer, and this secret admirer may be someone you've known for ages and you didn't realise he or she quite likes you, quite fancies you. This secret admirer next week may make themselves known. They may make you an offer or invite you out or something like that. Be good, it's exciting, gets the old tingling going in the heart. But a good week, number 2, especially if you're celebrating, and lots of you will be. Lots of you will have reason to celebrate. Let's take a look at your lucky numbers, number 2, for next week, the 11th of May 2019, for 7 days, starting on Saturday. You have number 5, number 6, 19, 22. Your star number, your magic number, is 32, and you have then 41. So, to sum it up, keep your stress levels down, watch out for psychic activity. If you've got psychic ability next week, please use it. You'll be red hot next week, it'll be good. Watch out for stress, sort out your finances. If you're traveling, it's brilliant. If you're celebrating, it will be wonderful. And you will be celebrating, lots of you. There will be reason for celebration, especially if you're moving house or changing your jobs or your location. And look out for an admirer who comes possibly from the coast or from river or water, from a river or water. You have a secret admirer, that's almost a certainty for lots of you. So I'll give you those lucky numbers again, number 2 for next week. That is 5, 6, 19, 22. Your magic number, your star number is 32, and then you have number 41. Use those numbers for whatever you want, lotteries, that sort of thing. Lots of those numbers will ring bells for you. So thank you, number 2, for that, for listening to me. And please subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends. Please comment below. If you want me to do a celebrity reading for someone you like, that you're a fan of, please let me know. If you put comments below, I will answer all of them. And click the bell icon and you'll receive notification every time I place a new video on here, which is every week and at least once a month for the monthly readings. Thank you, number 2. If you ran the tape on, the video on to number 3, the next bit is for you. So this is number 3, which you chose. And I'll give these a shuffle again. They've been shuffled already once. And because you may have run this video on, I'll say to you, please subscribe to my channel, click the bell icon, and you'll get notifications every time I upload a new video, which is once a week at least. And I'll shuffle these, although they've been shuffled once. These are very old cards that have been with me many years, and I've done readings with these for thousands of people and all of the rest of these cards all over the world. And if you want a reading with me, please go to davidcharlespsychic.com. That's my website, davidcharlespsychic.com, and you can book a reading with me there using not just tarot cards but the full range of spiritual divination equipment and tools. So your reading number 3 for May the 11th, for 7 days, Saturday, May the 11th, for 7 days, includes some turbulence, maybe an upset. Let's get the bad stuff out of the way first. There may be an upset for you. You may be going through a turbulent time, and some of you, I feel, have been going through a turbulent time for a while now. and it may come to a head next week and come to a climax, and you may not like it. However, this does not apply to all of you, it's just some of you. You'll know if it's you. Any turbulence next week, number 3, will remove all of the rubbish, and although it will be probably not very pleasant, you will be glad that it happened afterwards, because it removes negative people, it removes negatives of all kinds. So it could be a bit of a stressful week for you, and some of you will be dealing with the legal profession. That's not necessarily negative, it can be positive, but you may be victim of speed cameras or parking tickets and that sort of thing. But usually when the spirits predict dealing with the law, it means filling in documents, credit forms, mortgage papers, sort of any kind of paperwork. So stuff dealing with the law can mean that. When you see the law in a reading, it also means that you've got some karma coming, which is very common and very frequent. So number 3, you'll get some karma next week, which means you'll get what you deserve. So if you've been bad or naughty, you'll pay next week. If you've been good, you'll be rewarded. Most of you, I know, have been good, so you'll get rewarded. But it does mean, as I often say, that anyone that's hurt you or been spiteful to you or nasty to you will pay next week. And the spirit world makes them pay 3 times. Most psychics, witches, clairvoyants believe that karma comes 3-fold, which means you get it 3 times over. So if you've been bad, you pay 3 times over. If people have been bad to you, number 3, they will pay next week. It's not negotiable. We all get it. Everyone gets what they deserve in the end. So look out for the law. Watch out for some turbulence. Don't fall over or trip over or hurt yourself, because you may be a bit accident prone next week. So don't trap your finger in the door or anything like that. There may be some confusion around your career as well. This can mean people bickering at work or getting niggly with you, if that's the right word. It can mean confusion with your career, wrong appointments, wrong emails, that sort of thing, wrong phone numbers. Just confusion that you are quite capable of dealing with, so don't worry too much about that. A lot of you will be receiving advice from an older person. It could be your mum, or your father-in-law, or someone like that. It's an older person who is close to retirement. They've been good people, and they may give advice to you next week, number 3. Advice that you may need to listen to, because as I said, it could be a turbulent week for some of you. If you receive advice from this older person, listen to it. Don't just think, oh, it's only them. You need to listen. They know what they're talking about. Now, to make matters even more interesting, next week, number 3, indicates temptation, which means that you'll be tempted to do something that you wouldn't normally do, often depicted by the devil card, which is there. And it means a lot more than that. But it does mean, in a general reading like this, which is for so many different people, that temptation is on the cards, temptation is in the air. You will be tempted, some of you, next week, to do something that you may regret, so don't do it. This can mean deceiving your partner, telling naughty fibs, or just doing things you wish you hadn't done. And it can also mean that you may say things that you'll regret later. So be careful before you speak next week. Look before you leap. I often say to people, take a chance next week. But next week, be careful what you're doing. You will receive advice from an older person. You may be asking for this advice. You may get it without inviting them, but listen to them. You're also meeting a successful person who is possibly in business. This person is self-sufficient. They may not be married or with anyone else. Even if they are, they could still manage quite well on their own. This person is linked to success. They're smart, they're clean, they have dark hair, or they had dark hair. It may not be dark now. They're coming your way in a positive way, so it's not a bad week all round. You do have some lucky numbers, number 3, for next week. Have you got a pen? You may need one. If not, I'll repeat them in a few moments. Your lucky numbers, number 3, for May the 11th, for 7 days, are 15, and your magic number, your special number, is number 20. Remember that. 24, 33, 44 and 50. They're your good numbers, and number 20 is your magic number. So to sum it up, there may be some turbulence for you next week, number 3. You may go through a rough and tumble. There may be dealings with the law, the police, solicitors, or legal documents. There will be a person around you who you can trust, an older person who will give advice to you. There will be temptation for lots of you. Don't do things you may regret later. There may be some confusion around your career or your job applications and that sort of thing. You may be thinking of changing your career. Please, as I said earlier, look before you leap. Don't do anything rash that you may regret later. Because if you give up your job without finding another one, you may be in trouble. And you will be meeting a person who's linked to success, business, the business world, clean, smart, handsome if it's a man, beautiful if she's a lady. This person will be a help to you. You'll need them. Trust them and don't let them down. I'll just give you those lucky numbers again. Number 3 for next week, the 11th of May for 7 days, and they are number 15. Your magic number, your special number is number 20. 24 is another one of your good numbers, 33, 44 and 50, but your magic number is 20. Use those numbers in lotteries and stuff like that, things like that. You'll know some of those numbers will mean things to you now. So thank you for that, number 3, listening to me. Please subscribe to my channel, click the bell icon, I think it's below, and you'll receive notification every time I put a new video on, which is every week at least. And please share me with your friends on YouTube and all those places. So, if you chose number 4, you may have been waiting patiently, or you may have run the video on. This is number 4, and I'll shuffle them for you, number 4. I always say a special welcome to any of you who are listening to me alone or lonely today. Thank you for tuning in. And number 4, please subscribe to my channel. Please click the bell icon to receive notification when I put new videos on once a week at least. I'll shuffle these old cards now for you, and we'll take a look at next week for you, number 4. Well, lots of you are mixing with psychic people. Maybe you go to meetings or things like that. Lots of you are looking for psychic readings. I hope it's from me. Remember, you can get me on my website, davidcharlespsychic.com, for proper psychic readings. These are very general readings for so many of you. If you want a proper reading, go to davidcharlespsychic.com. A lot of you will be mixing with spiritual people. Lots of you will be spiritual yourselves. And lots of you, as I said with one of the early readings, will be on a high next week. So it's good. Very spiritual week for lots of you. If you go to meetings with like-minded people, you'll enjoy them. And some of you have some karma coming. That means you're going to get what you deserve, which happens in all these readings now and again. And you'll get what you deserve next week. So as I said earlier, to number 3, if you've been bad, you'll pay for it next week. If you've been good, you'll be rewarded. If people have been bad to you, they'll pay for that. And if they pay for it threefold, as most psychics, witches, mediums, clairvoyants believe karma is threefold, so you get it 3 times over. There is, once again, secrecy around you. Don't think you're getting the full story, especially from lovers. If your lover is a bit quiet, there may be secrets in the air. As I mentioned earlier, secrets are often for your protection. They may not want to hurt your feelings. Lots of you will hear of job offers, pregnancies, babies, new beginnings, and lots of you will find that next week you're entering the fast lane. Things are speeding up for you significantly. Things are taking off, so hold on to your hat. And if you're traveling, be careful. Lots of you will be traveling next week, and lots of it's because of your work. Some of you travel because of your work. That's okay, but you may find delays in traffic, on trains, on the roads. Look out for delays, because you're going pretty fast 1 minute and then suddenly you get held up and it's all been for nothing. So look out if you're travelling, be careful, put your seatbelt on. Don't use the phone when you're travelling and driving. Lots of you will hear of babies being born next week. Lots of you are expecting babies next week, which is good. Lots of you will receive job offers and you will receive karma. For most of you, next week, number 4, there's a lump sum of money predicted. This is a sum of money that you need to keep. You must not let it in one hand and out the other. You're going to sit on it and keep it. You will meet a person with fair hair next week, a man or a woman, who is into this kind of thing, a very attractive, peaceful, calm person. A person that can calm down a room just by walking into it. They bring an air of peace wherever they go, number 4. This could be you yourself. You'll know if it is. You have beauty if it's you, both physical and inside in your heart. That means you're a caring, loving person, and you occasionally need the same given to you. So look after yourself as well as looking after everybody else. But some of you will be dealing with the law, legal matters. Some of you will be receiving job offers. Maybe you put lots of applications in. And your life is about to speed up, number 4. But remember, there may be secrecy. There may be secrets in the air, things that you're not being told. So try to be aware and learn what you can about what's going on around you. And you have, number 4, some lucky numbers. They are 5. Your star number, your magic number is number 8. Very special number, number 8 for you next week, number 4. Then you have 28, 37, 47 and 49. These are your best numbers for next week for lotteries, for horses and all that kind of thing. But don't gamble excessively. So, you have karma coming. You may be dealing with the law. There is secrecy around you. There are babies, announcements of pregnancies, people trying for babies. If it's you, next week's a great week to do it. There's travel, there's things speeding up, and lots of communication coming, number 4. You're going to get letters, phone calls, text messages, emails, all kinds of furious activity. So hang on to your hat, things are going mad next week. And you will be dealing with psychic people, lots of you, maybe going to psychic meetings or having readings. As I said, if you want me, it's davidcharlespsychic.com. I'll give you those lucky numbers again, number 4. They are number 5, your magic number is number 8, that's your special number next week. Then you have 28, 37, 47 and 49. They're your best numbers next week. So thank you for joining me, number 4. Please subscribe, as I said, and click the like button and the bell icon, and share me with your friends. And thank you all of you for watching, especially those of you who are on your own or lonely. And I'll see you all next week.